Hey everyone! So today I'm going to show you how to make Strawberry Kiss. This is a Shopkins inspired season 1 character, and these are the supplies that you're going to need. I'm going to make mine exactly like this one, and they sit quite nicely. Let's wash it down a little bit. You are going to need a stitch marker and a C-clip to attach the mouth, the extra C-clip. You're also going to need an extra hook or a pencil or a skewer, something to hold the leaves down until we're ready to use them. So I do hope you enjoy, and let's get started. We're going to start off with making the leaves at the top here. I'm going to be making or using 5. I'm just going to show you how to do 1, and then you're going to pause the video to make 4 more. It's up to you if you maybe just want to use a total of 4, but I kind of preferred the look of all 5. I'm going to suggest to use an extra hook to store the leaves until we're ready to use them, or a pencil or a skewer, just something to keep them to the side. So I'm going to start off with a basic chain. We're going to use a single band, and we're going to wrap this around our hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're just going to make a chain. So on your hook, and you want to just slide your cap band on and grab the other end, just like this, and another chain. Oops. Okay, just like this, and another chain on your hook. So this is what you should have so far. Now for round 2 of the leaf, I'm not exactly sure how to write out the pattern, so please, I hope you can follow along, and I've zoomed in. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring 4 bands through my first chain, and I'm going to do that 1 at a time. And then I'm going to repeat in the cap band with 4 bands 1 at a time, and then I'm going to repeat with 4 bands in our last chain. So what we're going to do is with our hook, we're going to leave the bands on our hook like this, and we're going to bring our hook through that next chain. So right below, and I'm going to bring my first band through just the chain part. So grab a band. I'm going to try using my pointer finger, and you want to just bring it through the chain and on your hook. So you should have it looking like this. Now you want to bring your next band through all 4 loops. So on your hook, slide it through on your hook again. And you want to repeat that 1 more time. So you want to go through the chain, bring a band through just the chain, and on your hook. And bring your last band through all 4 loops. So we're done with 1 section and 1 chain. We're going to repeat inside the cap band. So you want to put your hook through that cap band, that band that we wrapped around our hook 3 times at the beginning. You want to go through, and you want to bring your first band. I have so many bands in here. Sorry, 4 bands. You want to bring your first band through your chain, your cap band. So you want to bring it through on your hook. So you have 4 loops, and bring your next band through all 4 on your hook. And you're going to repeat that by going back in that chain, that cap band, the 3 little loops, and bring your band through just that cap band. So you have 4 loops. Bring your last band through all 4 loops. And this is what you should have. So we've done 1 side. Now we're going to go to the chain. So you're going around to the next chain here. So we're done with the little cap band, and we're going to repeat by going in the next chain. Cap band, next chain. And you're going to repeat, bringing 1 band through just the chain on your hook, and bring your next band through and slide it through all 4 loops on your hook. Repeat by going back in that same chain. Bring a band through just your chain on your hook and slide through all 4 loops. Now we need to tie this off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the next chain right above. So you've used this one, you want to go through this one and do it. Bring it through all the 4 loops on your hook, and I'm going to transfer this onto my next hook. Oops. Okay, I'm making a mess here. Let's do this again. I'm going to remove. What you want to do is just stretch it out, I'm so sorry, and transfer it onto your next hook. So if you need to, push it up, and you can pause the video and make 4 more, and then come back to me when you're done. Next, I'm going to show you how to do the flowers. I'm going to do 1, and then you're going to pause the video and make 3 more, or 2 more, or just the 1. It's up to you. I am going to just use just my hook, and if you are having trouble with just your hook, I do have a loom version of this flower on my channel, and I will put the link down below in the description box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a yellow band, and I'm going to wrap this around my hook 3 times, and that's going to be the center of the flower. So take a single band, I'm going to use the yellow and wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. So you have 3 loops. Now I'm going to go this way. I'm going to always start with a white band, and that will be the petal part. We're going to fix the flowers at the end, so don't worry how it looks right now. I'll show you how to fix them flat at the end. So you're going to take this white band and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to bring my band through just the white right now. So attach, and you want to slide the white band on. So this is a magic ring basically. Okay, now you're going to take your cap band and slide it through. And on your hook, so you have it like this, and slide your band. Now we have to do that 4 more times. So what we're going to do is go back in the cap band, take a white band, and slide it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to slide your band through the 6 loops that you can see here. The 3 white, the 3 yellow, and you're going to put the other end on your hook there. So you want to, I can't use my pointer. You're going to slide all these bands on and leave this last band on your hook, and then slide. Now we're going to repeat. You want to go in the cap band, the 3 little loops, grab a white band and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to slide your yellow band through the white and the cap band only. Leave this one on your hook. Grab the end and slide. You can see how it's forming. You're going to go back in that center, that cap band, grab a white band and wrap it around your hook 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now take a yellow band, slide the white over, and then slide the cap band over, leaving that last band on your hook. Grab the end, and you want to slide through your other loops there. And repeat. Go back in the center, the cap band, white band, wrap 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Your last yellow band, you want to slide through. The white is your petal, the yellow, the 3 little loops, your cap band, on your hook, and just slide. And this is what you should have. Now with a green band, the color of the leaf that you're using, you want to slide this through, but you're going to catch. I'm not going to go through the first stitch. I'm going to go through the second stitch and just grab one of the stitches, the first stitch, which is your inside loop. I just want to grab one and bring a green band through those loops on your hook and get it into the center. And you can either store this on something like a toothpick or whatever you like, but you can put these to the side and they should be good until we're ready to use them. We're going to make the little arms now, these tiny little arms, and this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to show you to do one, and then you're going to pause the video to make another one. This one's quite simple. I'm going to use 3 rubber bands, the neon green, and 1 red. So starting off with 1, I'm going to wrap this around my hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the next 2 bands are going to be single bands and doubled. So you're going to take 1, stretch it, twist it, double it. Attach to your hook and slide this cap band on. Grab the end and slide. The next green, repeat. Stretch, twist, double. And slide, grab the end. And we want to slide this onto a single red band. I'm going to grab the other end to make it nice and even and remove off my hook. And you can put those to the side. Now for the little seeds. Very basic. I'm going to do 1 and then you're going to make 9 more. So I'm going to take a single yellow band and wrap it around my hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just slide it onto a red band. Remove off the hook and we're going to put to the side. So total you're going to need 10. So you can pause the video and make 9 more. So now I'm going to do the bottom part, which is the leg part, and I'm going to do 6 single crochets in the magic ring. So starting off with the green color, the same color you're using for the leaves, we're going to take a single band and use the bottom part of our loom and wrap this around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to pull 6 bands through one at a time. So reach in, grab the first one, bring it through on your hook, and bring this loop over. And you want to just slide your band to the side. Go back in for your second band, bring it through on your hook, and now bring these 2 loops over. Bring it to the side. Back in, your next band, bring through, 2 loops over. Back in, and bring it through. And you're just going to repeat. Two loops over, and this is where you want to attach your stitch marker to the band that's around your hook. And remove off the loom. You want to just move your bands around so that they're nice and neat, and you should have 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is on your hook. For round 2, what we're going to do is increase on every second stitch. So the pattern's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. At the end of round 2, you'll have 9 stitches. So let's go on our first chain, and you're going to bring 1 band through on your hook and slide. Now chain 2 will have 2 bands, one at a time. Back in. And you're going to repeat again with the next chain with 1 band. And then 2. Back in. And you're going to repeat 1 more time. Back the next chain, sorry, the last chain with 2 bands. So you should have 9 stitches. Don't count where your stitch marker is, the one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on your hook. You can remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's on your hook. For round 3, we're going to do 9 single crochets, and that's adding 1 band, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. So at the end of this round, you're going to have 9 stitches, but we are going to grab just the inside loop to create a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my first chain, and I'm going to grab the first loop only. And I'm going to do this all the way around. I'm going to bring my band through on my hook and slide. So you can see that the one chain is left behind, or the one, part of the chain is left behind the back loop. So to do this again, we're going to go on the next one, just grabbing the first loop that's towards the center, and bring your band through. And just repeat. Again, inside loop, again. So you're just going to do this all the way until you get to the stitch marker. And the last one. So you should have 9 stitches. You can remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 4, this round is going to be a little bit tricky. So please listen carefully. What we're going to do is, first off, we're going to do a reverse stitch. But I am changing color, so I am going to start off with a slip stitch. And I am going to do 7 single crochets, 6 and then 7. And I'm going to stitch 8 and 9 together. So normally we would go through our first chain like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way. So keeping it the same way in my hand, I'm going to skip my first stitch where my band is being pulled, that little chain, and I'm actually going to go through our first stitch here. But if you're doing a reverse stitch, you would go from the outside inwards with your hook. What I'm going to do is go from the inside out, catching both sides. And I'm going to bring my band through all of the loops, grab the end, and slide. And I'm going to continue with my second band, going through my second chain, center, out. Bring my band through just the chain, on my hook, and slide. Center, out. So again, point to the center and go through the chain outwards. So now the tip is facing me. Bring my third band through the chain, on my hook, and slide. Center, out. With my fourth band, bring it through the chain, on my hook, and slide. Center, out, fifth band. On my hook, and slide. Center, out, sixth band. On my hook and slide. Now, you're going to see like this, 1, 2, and 3. What we're going to do is center, out, this is my 7th band, on my hook, and slide. Now, my last 2 chains are right here, 1 and where your stitch marker is. I'm going to be grabbing right beside the stitch marker. You have a bigger hole here. So I'm going to go in the center, out, bring my hook back to the center, and out. So you can see I'm right beside the stitch marker and it's the same band, the same elastic. You're going to bring your band through the the green here, you see the 2 chains, and you want to do it very carefully so you don't lose your band. So if you have to, lift your stitches up with your fingers, a little bit tricky, but it's the only tricky round. We need some challenge in our life. And slide. And this is what you should have. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker and add it to the band that's around my hook. So for our next round, what we're going to do is, I might remove this off my hook so the band's not twisted. We're going to crochet normally again around. So for round 5, we're going to increase this round to 11 stitches. So we're going to add the bands 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You're going to repeat that 3 times. Your last 2 stitches, you're adding 1 band, and where your stitch marker is, it's only going to be 1 band. So let's go on our first chain, not where your band is coming out of, just through the chain. And you want to bring your first band through just the chain and on your hook. And just crochet normally. Now your next chain, you're going to add 2 bands, 1 at a time. Go back in. Your next chain with 1 band. Your next chain with 2. 1 and 2. And repeat again, 1 band. And then the next chain with 2. Back in. So now what I have here is 1 green chain and where my stitch marker is. I'm going to go through the green chain with 1 band on my hook and slide. And now where my stitch marker is, I'm going to go through, you want to go through 2 little loops, your whole chain. So find your chain here. I'm going to go through 1 and 2 little loops, right like that. And bring your band through and on your hook and slide. You can remove your stitch marker, add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 6, we're going to add on the arms now. The pattern is going to be 2, 1, and the next chain is the arm. I'm going to do the first row with you. So I'm going to go on my first chain, not where it's being pulled, and I'm going to add 2 bands, 1 at a time. 1, back in with 2. Your next chain with 1. And the next chain, the third chain, we're going to be adding our arm, 1 of them. So you want to just bring the loop through very slowly, grab the end, and slide. Now we're going to do the next row. So we're going to repeat 2 bands, 2, 1, 1. So the next chain is 2. 1, go back in, 2. And now 2 single crochets. 1, and then 1 in the next. So the pattern again is going to be 2, 1, 1. On this one, we're going to be adding one of the arms. So go in your next chain, and we're adding the arm first. So grab the end and slide. Grab the other end of the arm and bring it through. Go back in that same chain and add your second band. And now you're going to do 2 single crochets. Next chain with 1. Next chain with 1. And you're going to repeat one more time with the 2 bands. So you should have 2 chains left. Go in your next chain and add 2 bands. Back in. And our last chain with 1 band. So you should have 15 stitches. You can remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 7, what we're going to do is add on the eyes on this round, and we're going to increase this round to 18 stitches. We're adding the eyes on this round, and I'm going to show you to do that in 1 second. And I'm going to do 1. So the pattern for the first round is 1, 1, 1, 2. Adding an eye on the second. So it's going to be on the 5th chain. Then it's going to be 1, 1, I, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. And then the last 3 chains are going to have 1 band in each. And I can see that these 2 bands are jelly bands. Sorry about that. So let's do the eye. I'm using a contrast green, and I'm going to wrap this around my hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And slide this onto a white band. Let go carefully, slide your green to the center, and remove off your hook. And you can make yourself another one. And you can put that there. So I'm going to do the first row with you. We're going to do 3 single crochets in the first 3 chains. 1, 1, 1. So going in my first chain, not where it's getting pulled, and adding 1 band. Bring it through. The second chain with 1. And the third chain with 1. Now you have your 4th chain, you're adding 2 bands, one of them being the eye. When I change to the white color, I will be doing a slip stitch. So I'm going to grab my red band first, bring it through on my hook and slide. And go back in that same chain and add the eye. So bring it through all of the loops that are on your hook, grab the other end here and slide. So we're repeating the pattern, and I'm going to start off with the red color, so I'm starting off with a slip stitch. So in my next chain, adding 1 band, I'm going to bring it through all of the loops, grab the end and slide. My next stitch, 1 band. The next chain, I'm adding the eye band. So changing color, bring it through all of the loops that are on your hook and do a slip stitch. Now the next chain with 2 bands. Slip stitch, all the loops, and back in for the second band. So we're going to repeat this one more time. 1, 1, 1, 2. So 1, 1, 1, and 2. Back in. And you should have 3 chains left. 1, 1, 1. 1 band in each. So you should have 18 stitches now. You might get confused where we did the slip stitches. So I'll show you. Here, your white, you only used 1 white band. It looks like you have 2 stitches. When we go through on our next round, this is your stitch, not that one. And the same thing with the red. This one, not that one, and so on. So on our next round, I'll show you carefully where we need to go. So remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 8, we're just going to do 18 single crochets. So adding 1 band in each chain. 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. You can see I have 18 bands. I'm going to just kind of pause when we get to the eye. I'm going to go in my first chain adding one band. I'm going to pause to show you where you go when you get to the eye. So this was our first chain with one band. Chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and I'm at the eye. So we only used one white band, so we're not going to go, so you have two little chains here. Don't go in your first one, that's your knot. Go in your second one and bring your band through. You did a knot, a slip stitch on the red too, so don't go in the first one, that's your knot. Go in the little second one, that's your chain, and bring a band through. Going with the next row here, 1. I'm at the eye again. Don't go in the first little knot. This is your chain. Bring your band through. And the same with the next one. First one is your little knot and go through your chain. And now just continue around with one band in each chain until you get to the stitch marker. You can remove your stitch marker. You should have 18 stitches, and add this to the band that's around your hook. For round 9, we're going to increase this round to 20 stitches. So the pattern is 8 single crochets, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then on our 9th stitch, we're going to add 2 bands. We're going to do this twice. But we want to add 5 seeds, so I'm going to alter the pattern just a little bit here. I didn't want to, I'm trying not to confuse you. So I'm going to start off with my first seed on chain 3. So I'm going to remove here and add a seed instead. Now I want to go on every second stitch after that. So skip, add a seed. Skip, add a seed. Skip, add a seed. One more. So you're going to skip, add a seed. And this is what our pattern should look like. So let's go in our first chain with one band. Chain 2 with one band. Then chain 3, we're adding a seed. So bring it through on your hook and slide. So one band. Next is with a seed. Next without. Next with a seed. This is my 8th stitch. And I'm at the 9th stitch, so I'm going to add 2 bands. So if you weren't counting or you got confused, I've added 3 seeds and I skipped one, so I have 1 band. In my 9th, I'm going to add the seed, then go back in and add a 2nd band. Back in. And repeat. The next stitch is my seed, the last one. My band's a bit twisted, I'm just going to fix. And then add 1 band on each chain until you get to your stitch marker. You'll be adding 2 bands. You should have 20 stitches. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 10, we're going to do 20 single crochets. So I have 5, 10, 15, and 20. We are going to add seeds, the last 5 seeds on this round, and I'm going to, again, remove some of the bands here. I'm going to add 1 seed on the 3rd chain. So again, starting at the 3rd chain, 1. Skip, add a seed. Skip, add a seed. Skip, add a seed, and skip, add a seed. So this is what our pattern should look like. Going in the 1st chain, 1 band, chain 2, chain 3 is with a seed, chain 4, add a seed, chain 5, chain 6, chain 7, the seed, chain 8, chain 9, the seed, chain 10, and chain 11 with a seed. So you can just continue going around until you get to the stitch marker with 1 band in each chain. You have 20 stitches, remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. Now we're going to fix up the bottom here, the eyes and the seeds. So you can remove this off your hook, and you might want to use a C-clip or a slip knot. You need to secure your stitch while we're fixing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fix the eyes first, and I'm just going to do a couple of seeds with you. So you want to turn it around to the back, and you're going to see the stitch at the bottom, a little white V. You want to push that green band or your eye band through the little V of the white there. And push it through. And you're going to see this white band coming down. So we're making it flat. And then the other side. You have this little stitch here. That should be at the bottom. And push your green band through. Bands are a little bit harder to fix, and this white band will come right down. So it just takes you a few more minutes if you're using the bands. Now you could take a toothpick, and I don't necessarily do this, but this evens out the bands if you needed them even and they're like the tension is really off. That will help you. And here I have the front. I'm going to fix one of the seeds. Here in the front I have 2 twisted bands. If you kind of just turn your bands around the yellow, and you'll find a nicer side on the other side, and you're going to do the same thing. Find the little red V in the back and push your yellow through, your seed through. Push it through. This red band will come down and it's flat. And I'm going to do another one. I'm just making the bands nice. Push it through the little V in the back. And your little loop will come down. And maybe one more. I'll fix with you. Push through the little V. Red band comes down. Loosen up some of the tension. You might not even need a toothpick. So now you're going to fix the bottom base. So what we're going to do is you're going to put it flat and stretch it out. And you're going to see the base forming. And you're just going to put it like that. So you just stretched it out and I kind of pushed the bottom in and our base is right there. And the little arms, I'm just twisting the band so they kind of turn inwards, this little last band there. And now you can pause the video and fix the rest of the seeds. So let's get this back on our hook. We want to put it back on our hook. And what I'm going to do is stitch every 1 and 2 together. So 1 and 2 together, then 1 single crochet. 1 and 2 together, 1 single crochet. 1 and 2 together. Where our stitch marker is, we're going to stitch together the last 2 stitches. So let's start. Grab 1 and 2 and stitch together. Then in our next chain, we're adding 1 band. And then we're going to stitch 1 and 2 together. And 1 band in the next. And you're just going to repeat 1 and 2 together, and then 1 stitch in the next chain. 1 and 2 together, and then 1 band. 1 and 2 together, and then 1 band. Do this one more time. And you'll see the last 2 stitches you want to stitch together. So this brings you down to 10 stitches. Remove your stitch marker. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 stitches, my bad. You should have 13 stitches. For round 12, we are going to close this off now. So basically we're going to take every 1 and 2 stitches and stitch together until we're completely closed. I will be using 7 bands. But what we want to do first is to fill it before we actually close it. When you're stuffing this little one, you do not want to use a lot of stuffing and you don't want to push at the bottom. You want this little base, so you don't want it pointy, you want it flat. He doesn't need a lot of stuffing at all. So right now I think I even used too much, but let me see. So you don't need a lot. I'm going to remove just a little bit. And you don't want it kind of tight, you want it soft. And making sure that this is still flat. And I'm okay with that. So let's start closing this off. I actually need to remove my stitch marker. And we are going to take every 1 and 2 and close. So 1 and 2 and stitch together. Again, 1 and 2 and stitch together. I'm going to do this 7 times. So 5 more times. 1 and 2, all the way around. And I'm going to go in where my stitch marker is. First I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab the one past that, and I'm just going to close this off now by doing a slip knot. So I'm going to bring this through all of my bands, grab the end and tie it off. Now to attach the leaves to the head, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide all of these bands onto a single green band. So I'm just going to support and just slowly bring the leaves on that one band. And now I'm going to grab the end for a second and put it on my hook. Now I want to attach it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one off my hook and grab a stitch on the head here on the top. What I'm going to do is very slowly grab this band, support it with your finger, and you want to grab one of the stitches. I'm still holding on to it, don't let go. I'm going to go through one of the stitches here in the center of the head, grab the other end, and I'm going to do a slip knot. So I'm going to slide through and tie it off. And then you're going to just flatten the leaves just like that. I am eventually going to take little slip knots to support, like to tie it closed to the top of the head. That's if you want to, or you can have these dangling. I kind of preferred them down. So to do the stem now, I'm going to use a bead, and this is going to be the little blueberry at the top. If you don't have the bead, use a band. I do recommend a darker blue than that, but what I have in front of me. So you could just wrap this around your hook 4 times and then just slide this onto a single band. So I am using the pony bead, so what I'm going to do is slide this onto this little 4mm one, and I'm going to make a chain. So finding the center of the face and the center here, you want to make sure that everything is in the center. I'm going to grab 2 of the stitches here on either side. So let's see, let's grab one band that's from the little loop of the leaf and on the other side. And now I'm going to bring double bands through, and I'm going to make a chain, and I'm going to do that 3 times. And again. And again. And now I'm going to do a slip knot with the actual band, with the bead or with the band that's on it. So you want to just support the other side, and we're going to do a slip knot and tie it off. Now you could twist this for more support and tie it around the pony bead by just pushing it down, and then you're going to twist the band and go around again. So now I'm going to do some slip knots just to tie the leaves down and to have them in a good spot. So basically I'm just going to go underneath. You want to find the placements that you want to put them. So I'm going to have one, I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to have one about here, and I'm going to grab the stitch on the head and 2 of the little stitches that are behind. And I'm going to bring a green band through and do a slip knot. And then you can just hide that slip knot by going through the top of the leaf and just bringing it through. And just going through the stitches beside and continue bringing it through. We're going to do another one. We're going to do another one. So I'm going to have it here. I'm going to grab the stitch on the head, 2 of the stitches that are on the leaf, and bring a band through. Do a slip knot and fold it over, bring the slip knot through the top there, and then just go through a couple more stitches to hide it. And for the other one, same thing. Stitch on the head, 2 of the stitches, bring a band through, tie it off, bring the band through, and just hide it. And the last one that I have here, grab 2 of the stitches, and hide it. Hide it a little bit better. I'm going to do the mouth next, and what I'm going to do is just go through like the 2 little stitches that we have here, and I'm going to bring the band through, and I'm going to attach it with a C-clip. Try not to grab the stuffing like I just did, and attach the C-clip, and now I'm just going to have to fix the stuffing after. And you can just push the little C-clip inside. And I'm just going to have to fix all the stuffing by just picking at it. And you're just going to position the mouth how you like it. I'm going to grab both of these ends here. I can't grab this other end. I just want to twist it around. And I'm just going to give a little tug to stretch out the mouth so my stitches aren't so opened. And then you can just kind of play around with that to position it. Just like that. I want to just hide that little C-clip underneath a little bit more. And I think a toothpick will help. Now we're going to attach the flowers, and you can attach them wherever that it is that you like. I'm going to put one about here, So I am just going to grab the little stitch on the side here, and I'm going to grab one of the ends and I'm going to bring it through, grabbing the other end, and I'm going to do a little slip knot. And then to fix the little flower, basically you're just going to grab the little petals, and if you want, just kind of twist them around, and then they'll kind of flatten out on its own. Grab the little petal, and that's how you're going to fix them. And to each one, I'm just twisting the petals around. And you can do that. I'm going to do one about here, one about here, and one in the back. So I'm just going to grab one of the stitches here, bring the flower through, grab the other end. Maybe we should go the other way so it comes like this. It's a learning process for both of us. Grab one end, bring it through, grab the other end, do this slowly, and then tie it off. And then again, fix the flower. I'm going to do one about here. So I'm going to go through the back, grab an end, tie it off, and one about here. I'm going to go through the back again so that the flower is facing the front. Grab an end and the other end. Very slowly, and do a slip knot. And then you're just going to fix each of the flowers by just moving each of the petals around. And to hide the little slip knots, we're just going to hide them in the flower. I mean in the leaf, sorry. And you can do that to each one. So she's done. After fixing, I do hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. Please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load, and I will see you next time with another. Bye for now.